do you wipe your butt standing or sitting down? And he goes, what did you say? And I'm like, then everyone's looking at me. I just remember Adam or somebody. All these faces like, what the fuck are you doing? This is Jerry Seinfeld. Don't ask him now.
You want to know, man.
And so then I yelled it louder. I go, do you wipe your butt standing or sitting down? And he goes, you don't have to yell. I'm right here. And I'm like, well, you can't hear me. And then I said it again. And he goes, what'd you say about my wife? And I'm like, oh my God, now is he just fucking with me?
Yeah.
And then finally, like I said it the last time and he goes, oh, okay. I wipe my butt standing up. Of course I do. Then I walk around. And then...
This is what I want to do is talk. I'm interested in talking about Death Squad because I think people have a vague idea of what it is.
Yeah.
But you want to fucking explain what it is?
Well, when
he's pulling out a gun. Here we go. I die right on camera.
This is how you do the.
This is how I fucking die. I die here with you on camera. Oh, tight! Look at this.
So what happened is, a long time ago, I worked for Joe Rogan and
who?
This up and coming guy,
young guy,
young buck. But we started doing a podcast together. Like we decided, me and him, like used to sit in his house and just talk like on our laptop speakers. We very low. And that thing blew up. And then when it was blowing up, I was like, you know what? I know how to do it now. And all my friends, I think they would be great at podcasts, like Ari Shaffir and Tom Segura and all these guys.
Right.
So I was like, I'm going to make a studio in my house and then start podcasts for all of them. Hey, you want to do a podcast, Ari? Tom? So I started doing all these podcasts out of my house. And I started Your Mom's House, Ari Shaffir, Skeptic Tank, Sam Tripoli. I helped Joey Diaz.
I was going to say Diaz, right?
Yeah. And so all the guys. And my idea was that back in the day, there was only podcasts. And I was like, you know what? I should make this thing called a podcast network where it's like a radio station where you have different shows under it.
Right.
And so the idea for me was you have, like on iTunes, it will be called Death Squad. And then underneath it, you'll have all the shows listed under one feed. So if you know Tom Segura and you like Tom Segura, you might be like, oh, who's this Sam Tripoli guy? You know? So then it just makes everyone listen to the same show.
If you like Tom Segura's funny stories and lightheartedness about his relationship with his wife, you're going to love this guy that's a flat earther who's a conspiracy theorist.
That shit's so...
No, I know. He's the funniest. But Tripoli might have the most conspiracies I've ever heard in my entire life. And he really like dives deep into that shit. Between him and Eddie Bravo, they could crack any other conspiracy theorist's mind with how much fucking shit that they go deep on.
Have you ever asked, I asked him, Sam the other day, like, is the sun flat also? Because, and then he started talking about, no, that's where spirits are trapped or like aliens. Yes. And I'm like,
when you die, that's where you go, to the sun. You know that, right?
Sam, there's no microphones right now.
He believes in all that fucking shit. So the Death Squad Network, you kind of started all these things to like launch. And like, I've been so familiar with it over the years, but I think it's wild because it's a part of the comedy. It's a part of the comedy world, and a lot of people know about it or don't really know what it is, but they're super hyper aware of it, Yeah. Where did you get the name?
The name was originally when I used to go, go on the road with Joe all the time and do all that stuff. And one day, me, Joe, I think it was Tate Fletcher of Caveman Coffee. Yeah. I want to say Eddie Bravo maybe, but we were all walking into Opie and Anthony's studio. And this was like after 9/11. This is when there was we're in war with Iraq, and they always
we went to war with Iraq?
Something like that.
I slept right through that.
Yeah. But on the news, they kept on going, U.S. found another death squad in Iraq and blah, blah. So it was all over the news. So we walk in and we just look like this gang of thugs walking into Opie and Anthony. And Opie goes, oh, Joe Rogan's here and he brought his death squad. And so we all thought that name was funny. So we used to always be like, hey, we're the Death Squad, like that. And so when I told Joe about my idea to make like a radio station, a podcast, I was like, I might call it Death Squad. And he's like, that's perfect because it's all our friends together. Yeah.
So it worked out. It ended up just clicking.
It just clicked.
So you owe it kind of to Opie.
Opie, actually is the one that coined that. Yeah.
It's funny because I heard, and this is you may get annoyed at this, but this one time I was listening to a bunch of old clips of Norm Macdonald, and Norm was talking about the Death Squad. Have you heard that?
He talks about me a lot. It is so fucking
funny. But it's weird. It's really strange. So it's like, why the fuck does Norm Macdonald? Because he was like, Death Squad. It sounds like a fucking group of fist fighters, not a comedy crew. You're like, what?
He is so hilarious.
It's interesting. Here's what it is, though, to me.
He did a Death Squad show also. So.
Well, he's talking shit because he likes it, right? He likes to mock things. You only mock things as a comedian that you enjoy. Like when we shit on each other, we joke around about each other's shit. It's only because we fucking enjoy each other. Otherwise, there's no way to really know if you get along with someone if you can't joke around. Mm-hmm. And I think he does that because he recognizes it. But it's like, from a distance, someone could be like, dude, he hates those guys. It's like, the fact that he knows it is even more important. To me, it's like, that's fucking incredible.
Yeah, it's funny. I had a show, I did Death Squad show in Denver at the Comedy Works. And
such a good club.
He was there like the following day. But he came early, and he was just checking out the show, and it was right before we were about to start. And I'm like, he's like, hey, what's going on here? And I'm like, hey, if you want to jump on the show, he's like, what is it? He's like, so it's Death Squad show. He goes, what? But he used to do it when I first told him about it. So like, I think
that sound like a comedy.
He's so hilarious.
Yeah,
no, I better not say that.
Say it. But that just reminded me of when Seinfeld. I don't know if you ever heard this. When Mitzi told Seinfeld that he wasn't funny, do you know about this?
Oh, I know a lot about this.
Yeah, Mitzi said to Seinfeld, "You're not funny." She thought he was a hack, and Seinfeld fucking hated her for that. It was the bane of his existence. And here's how vindictive Seinfeld is. People that this is Comedy Store shit, but the Comedy Store family owned a couple of houses, and one of them was on Queens or Kings. That's Queens Road right there, right? Or Kings? What's right? That's Kings Road, right?
I think it's.
No, they're both right next to each other. I don't know which one.
Queen.
Whichever, Kings, Queens, Jacks, Offs, but whichever one. It goes right up the side of the Comedy Store, one street west, and they had a house there, and Seinfeld was so angry that Mitzi, who was the godmother of the Comedy Store, who used to pass people, the owner, that didn't like him, that he stopped going to the store, and then when he did get successful, when he popped and his show blew up, he bought a fucking house above their house, and right up the street from their house. Seriously.
Is this real?
This is real. Obviously, he liked the home, but he also loved driving down the hill to CBS Radford and passing them and seeing a member of the Shore family to remind them that he's like, hey, just going down the hill to get to work past you guys. That's how fucking vindictive Jerry Seinfeld is.
He's at.
It's not that he bought the house just to do that, but it's a piece of it. And that's enough for me to be like, you fucking...
I love Jerry. I mean, I loved Seinfeld, but that show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, he is such... You could tell he's such a little cunt. He really is.
You know who said it best? I think Louis said it best not Louis. I'm about to fuck this up. I think it was Louis.
Sounds like it would be.
Louis was talking about how Seinfeld's from Long Island, right? He's from Long Island or something like that. And he was like, what's your dream car? I think that's what it was about. Maybe that was Burr, whatever. But they were talking about like the car that you say is your dream car as you were a youth really like dictates what kind of class of people you grew up with. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
And Seinfeld kind of had this sardonic smartass remark of like, well, that's why you like that car because you're from that kind of class of people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because he came from the idea of upper middle class, the aspirations of the good old white man, like we can get it if we want it, And I think it was just kind of a shitting on the working class. He's always had that air about him. Do you know what I mean? Like that's always been a part of Seinfeldian's thought process. But it's interesting because it appeals to the everyday man. Most of America, the middle class, the working class, they love him because it's his comedy is so everyday, kind of the monotony of the day. Yet he's got 50 Porsches in a garage. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have any of that normalcy anymore. I mean, he had it, I'm sure, years ago. But
you heard what happened when he never went back to the Comedy Store after that. And then he came back like a year ago. And
I was there that night. Yeah, it was two or 3 years ago. I was there.
Yeah, a lot of people gave me shit at what I did to.
What did you do?
You didn't hear about this?
No. What the fuck did you do?
Everybody heard about this.
No.
So at the end of his show, he was like, I think I'm gonna answer some questions, and people were like, asking the dumbest questions, like,
what's your favorite color?
Yeah, what's your favorite superhero? Spider-Man, you know that. And that, like, I'm wasted, and all the comics we all kind of piled in. I'm like next to the piano in the OR,
right?
And I remember this table in front of me goes, I wish somebody would ask something funny or something silly or something. I forget what she said. And I was like, I'm going to do it. So I go, hey, Jerry, do you wipe your butt standing or sitting down? And he goes, what did you say? And I'm like, then everyone's looking at me. I just remember Adam or somebody. All these faces like, what the fuck are you doing? This is Jerry Seinfeld. Don't ask him now.
You want to know, man.
And so then I yelled it louder. I go, do you wipe your butt standing or sitting down? And he goes, you don't have to yell. I'm right here. And I'm like, well, you can't hear me. And then I said it again. And he goes, what'd you say about my wife? And I'm like, oh my God, now is he just fucking with me?
Yeah.
And then finally, like, I said it the last time and he goes, oh, okay. I wipe my butt standing up. Of course I do. Then I walk around. And then so many people got mad at me for that. Like
for asking him about
like
it?
comics, I could tell people hated me.
Why?
I think Adam really hated me.
Who gives a fuck?
Like Tom Segura and Christina Pizitsky, they were like sending me like, "You're the best person in the world. Thank you."
Right.
And somebody recorded it and sent it to me like the next day. And
Do you have it still?
I bet if I look somewhere, I
Gotta
have it,
find that.
It is the funniest.
Because he avoided the fucking question. By the way, he does stand up when he wipes his ass.
Do you stand up or sit down?
No, dude.
I stand up.
I got to get a couple of wipes out.
Right.
On the bowl. Then I stand up. I finish. Then I got my
You wipe from the back or from the front?
well, my pussy's in the front, so
Right,
I gotta wipe front to back.
Front to back. So you reach like this, and you like from back.
Yeah, I lift
and,
up a cheek and wipe.
See,
I don't want any poop on my pussy.
I know. I just can't. Like every time I try to do that, I'm just like, how is this? I can't. What am I doing? Like
Yeah.
I have to stand up.